fuck it, just have me. Alright, Warzone is cool, you play Apex and not that because of the abilities. No, okay. Movement, okay. The best battle royale out right now is actually Warzone. Here's why. So not only is Warzone like integrating through like multiple Call of Duties, like it went from Modern Warfare to Cold War, and it's probably gonna go to the next one as well. But whoever the fuck is working on Warzone, I think it's Infinity Ward, right? They're like consistently updating it. Like they're constantly like patching guns, doing little ghost updates, even the whole shebang. They're constantly updating their game, constantly fixing it, listening to player feedback, all that type of good shit. They're maintaining their shit. You want to know what Apex isn't doing? Exactly that. Caring for their game. They do not give a fuck about their game, about their player base, none of it. I saw somebody on Twitter, Maddie Sweats. She posted a video of some stupid ass caustic main doing stupid ass caustic main shit, and called out one of the devs for playing like that because they probably do play like that. And one of them got butthurt about it, and it's like, dog, if you'd fix your fucking game, we wouldn't have to do shit like that. So the one thing I will give Apex though is something that Misfits pointed out on Twitter as well, which it's a fair point. It's literally a valid point. Apex right now is the one battle royale right now that's out that has the best movement. Wall jumping, slide jump, all that shit. Like, the movement in the game feels good. The only problem is the game itself is literal dog shit. So it's not even worth playing just for the movement alone. On top of that, the player base and community in Apex is like unfathomably toxic for whatever reason I will never understand. But it's so disgusting. It like, the player base alone borderline makes the game unplayable. Let alone the game itself being literally as unplayable as it is. On top of that, you have all these fucking, like, ability legends, even, is what a lot of people are calling it right now. Ability legends, you got broken ass weapons like the Spitfire, Mastiff, energy weapons that they're not bothering to fix at all at any capacity. You have broken legends like Gibby and Caustic that are being forced into the meta as OP as they are for no reason. It's literally disgusting. I hate it. Micah, ayo. You right now are being the prime example of what Stockholm Syndrome is. You saying Apex is the best battle royale out right now is literally the textbook definition of what Stockholm Syndrome is. You could not be more incorrect. You literally could not be more incorrect. Caustic right now is what needs the most attention. Caustic right now, Caustic and Gibby, as well as like weapons like the Spitfire, L-Star, Devo, like energy weapons, shit like that. That is what needs the attention the most. And you want to know where their heads are at? Oh, hey, we've made this awesome character. Well, not even awesome. We've made a character, and everyone just happens to gravitate to her because of the abilities we decided to give her. Yeah, we hate those players, so let's do everything in our power to consistently dick them over season after season, and make everything that's already OP even more OP, so that everyone who's bad at the game can suffice and have a chance. That is where their heads are at. That is where the minds at Respawn Entertainment are at. I'm pretty sure they don't even play their own game half the time. Like, literally, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I saw Wraith's pick rate go down, and like, that in its own thing, like, I don't care too much about it. My problem with it is like the fact that they're literally they're literally going out of their way to force people from playing a character they like. It's literally them looking at people at Wraith mains, and they're like, oh, you like this character? Bet. Eat a dick. That's literally what they're doing. And they're blatantly doing it. just because they don't like the fucking character. Like, if you're going to treat a character that badly, in all honesty, you might as well just take them out of the game at that point. The reason I don't get as upset at Warzone as I probably feel like I should is because, one, I'm just learning, but two, because, like, Warzone is a relatively balanced game. So, like, if I die, it's either because somebody's, like ski-ratting like a little bitch and needs to go back to Apex, or because, like, there's something I don't know about that seasoned players obviously do know about. But all in all, like, the developers of Respawn need to take notes and strap up and fix their fucking game. Oh my god, don't even get me started about Octane. Bro, they giving that stink bug built ass bitch fucking buffs? Like, dog. I hate it here. After all pros stop using Wraith, she's getting a buff apparently because her pick rate dropped. Bro. So let me get this straight. They nerf her into the ground just to get people to stop playing her. People stop playing her like they want, and now they're like, oh wait, come back. Like, what the? Oh my god. That's so stupid. Listen. The amount of time you spend on social media, there's no way you don't see the amount of things wrong with your game. And it's either they don't care enough, because we already know they don't play their game enough to see the bugs for themselves. We already know that. So either they just don't care enough, or they're literally so blind to the problems that it's sickening. That it's literally just sickening. There's no possible way you're that blind. There are so many people pointing out so many things that are wrong with this game. And if they have the time, the mental fucking capacity of a Tic Tac to scour Reddit and pull out all these bullshit ideas that people can come up with and be like, hey, that's actually a pretty good idea. They can probably see all the criticism about their game and all the dumb shit that's in their game that should not be a part of their game and be like, we should probably fix that. I will not lie. At the beginning, I was low-key pretty optimistic for Season 8. Season 8 is probably the worst season since Season 3, in all honesty. And y'all know how I felt about Season 3. Oh my god, Season 3 was fucking oh, Season 3 was absolutely atrocious, bro. I think Caustic, he was... No. Caustic was not fine the way he was before, and he's still broken as shit. That dumb fuck bullshit where, like, he would throw his ult, and then he would die, his entire team would be dead, but his ult would still be there for no reason. Make it make sense, please. I am begging you. I will literally pay you to make that make sense. No audio. Oh, don't get me started about the lack of audio in this game. Bro, we're 8 seasons in, and y'all still can't implement footsteps? We're 8 seasons in, and Horizon's ult is out here taking away game sound actively for no reason? Come on now, bro. Do better. Like, the community is starting to speak up about it, and they're still doing nothing. They're literally, like, blatantly ignoring it, it seems like. They keep their game in such a trash state, but then they'll, like, do things like these events where they'll bring out, like, bomb-ass skins, they'll bring out heirlooms, all that type shit to rake in money, but won't bother to fix their game because they're still getting money regardless because of all the shit they're doing on the sidelines. Bro, listen. The developers at Respawn, EA, whoever the hell is just fucking over the Apex player base needs to just get the boot. And that's just the long short of it. They don't need to be there anymore. They don't need it. Give us a development team that actually cares. A development team that will actually put in the effort. A development team that actually knows what they're doing. Please. That is all we want. And it's so simple. It's so simple. The community as a whole is already, like, the community is slowly starting to, like, speak up for themselves, because I've seen, like, retweets of, like, bigger streamers pointing out legitimate issues. But the fact that the issues still aren't being fixed regardless is an actual problem. Because when the bigger Apex streamers are calling out the devs, calling out things about this game, and there's still nothing being done about it, That's how you know they don't care. In games like Activision or like Call of Duty, like they seem to exclusively listen to the bigger like YouTubers or streamers of their game, the people that actually like promote their game or like get their game exposure. So when you have a development team like Apex or like Respawn, whatever the fuck, blatantly like doing the exact opposite of that, that's how you know it's an actual issue, because they're the people you should be listening to the most. And when they can point out the shit about your game and you're still not doing anything about it, what does that say about you? Huh? What you mean? Wait, we actually have people hacking in Apex? So the reason I don't care about the Wraith mains, I mean Wraith nerfs, as much as I did in the past, is because I feel like over time the nerfs were like, they were significant enough to change the character, but they were so insignificant that like they weren't entirely game changing. For example, por ejemplo, the change to her phase, how long it takes to go into her phase. Leading up to that, it was literally glitched to where like it would either take longer to go into her phase, or like it would take longer for the game to actually register that she's in her phase. Where like you'd be in your phase, but like there'd be a split second where you could still like go down while in your phase. Shit like that. And then like a little bit after that, instead of just patching that, making it to where it didn't happen, they're just like, yeah, so we're just gonna increase the time anyway. Or them changing the Naruto run because she's too low to the ground for whatever fucking reason. I feel like little changes like that were like dwindling away. It was dwindling away the Wraith mains like they wanted, but at the same time it was dwindling away the shitter Wraith mains. What I mean by that is like the changes started out like pretty big, like changing how her movement speed during her if you like pop the portal and then phased, like changing that movement speed to just being the default movement speed for her phase. Like it started out from bigger changes like that to smaller changes like the Naruto run, or like changing her hitbox in very minute areas that like over time dwindled away at the Wraith community. It started out as like a pretty big change. It was a pretty big deal to a lot of Wraith mains. So they're like, oh, bet, that made her low-key unplayable. I'm not gonna play her anymore. So then with each new nerf they came, more people with that mindset were like, hey, yo, she's unplayable, she's more difficult to play, it's not even worth my time, I'm gonna just go somewhere else. But the loyal Wraith mains that stayed and worked through it figured out how to completely utilize Wraith even through the nerfs. Like, I feel like where Wraith is now is where the Wraith mains can truly shine, because she's so far into the ground that if you can still properly utilize her, you're simply just goated. But I did something that a lot of Wraith mains don't do. I branched out. And coming back to Wraith after that, I'm able to see like, hey yo, this is still pretty much the best character in the game. You just gotta work past the nerfs. And once you can do that, she's still literally the best legend in the game. No cap, no kizzy. Oh my god, at the start of the season, when you could put Sheila on a fucking crypto drone. Whoo, listen, oh my god, when I tell you that was the peak of Respawn just not giving a fuck. See, now I gotta sit up in my chair for this, cause now y'all got me bodying this game piece by piece, bro. Hold up. Give me a second, let me get comfy, because we gonna be here for a minute. I don't have much info on other Battle Royale games like PUBG, H1Z1. You hardly see anybody playing Fortnite anymore, so I can only assume that that's a dead game at this point. Haven't played Realm Royale since I was in high school, so that's tough. The Gold Spitfire. Bro, listen here. When I tell you that they simply just do not care anymore. Like, I get LMGs supposed to be powerful, supposed to have high ammo capacity. I get that. That's cool. But when you make an LMG that has the power to stop you from sprinting, that's these fucking brain dead ass idiots can just hold down a singular button and win virtually any gunfight they're in. You have a legend that gives this weapon, that actively gives this weapon more ammo, giving it more versatility. Fuck. And on top of that, you give it a gold variant in the game, but you also give it a gold mag that auto reloads it when it's not in your hands, make it broken as shit, and don't even bother to fix it. That's where the issue stands. Because let me tell you what, if I drop into Olympus one more time and run into some brain dead Octane stimming, holding R2, moving side to side like the little cockroach fuck he is, everyone at Respawn is getting personal hate mail, and I promise you that. I promise it. 166 people watching Realm Royale on twitch.television. Yikes. Yikes. So I guess that gives me all the info I need on that game, how that game's doing. So let me tell you what. Low profile, right? I legitimately feel like that's only in the game because they wanted to give it to Wraith specifically, but they knew that was, like, so blatantly unfair that they literally could not do it. That's how you know it's unfair, when even Respawn won't consider it, because, like, it low-key doesn't make sense for Lifeline to have low profile. Like, she's just a girl. She has no escape methods. She's a combat medic. All she can do is sprint. Then we have Wattson, a defensive character, who's one of the characters that takes more damage in the game. Make it make sense, please. I would have been okay if they gave Wattson fortified, because she's a defensive character, so it would have made sense. I would have been okay with them giving Rampart fortified because, like, it low-key fits her personality, I won't lie, so, like, it would make sense. But then you have characters where it actually would make sense, like Pathfinder, who at the time had a broken-ass hitbox, was a broken character in general, was probably the strongest legend in the game at the time. And then Wraith, who they wanted to tack it onto anyway. So I feel like low profile is only in the game because they wanted to give it to Wraith. They wanted to give it to Wraith specifically. They wanted it to only be her. But because it was so blatantly unfair, they're like, you know what? We'll give it to some other characters. Pathfinder, another one that makes sense. But instead of giving it to Lifeline and Wattson, it would have made more sense to give it to Revenant and Octane. I won't lie. Because they're built just like Pathfinder. So if you're going to give it to Pathfinder, might as well give it to those two sticky, lanky fucks anyway. Then you have Fortified. Oh my god, listen here. You have Fortified, right? These two thick-ass bitches taking 15% more damage. Alright, that's whatever. For one, 15% is too high. Make it 10. Make it... Honestly, make it like 8. 7 or 8. Make it something weird like that. That would make perfect sense, low-key. But like 10 is a stretch, but I'd accept it. Especially since, like, if you move it down to 10, you could put it on like Wattson or Rampart and make it like make sense, you know? Gibby, his big ass shouldn't have it. He has a gun shield, which is literally an extra body shield. He'll be alright. He does not need fortified. If I empty like even half a clip into a caustic that is on flesh, he should not live that half clip. I don't care. Any character that's on flesh, if you hit them with more than 5 bullets in any weapon, they should immediately just die. That's how it is. You're on flesh. You're weak as sandpaper. What's the point? So the whole 15% The 15% is just too high. It's too much for no reason. Like, a caustic takes 20% less damage than a Wraith does. A caustic takes 20% less damage than a lifeline does. That should not be, like, I get he's a big bitch, but that should not be a thing. That shouldn't be it. Gibby takes 3,000 bullets and 8 Spitfire clips to get to half health. Because if it's a Gibby with red shield, full gun shield, you're not killing him. He can eat 3 Kraber bullets to the head and still drop his Gibby ult on you and do that backwards dolphin dive shit on you in the end. That should not be possible. It shouldn't be a thing. Make it make sense. I'm begging you. Please. Absolutely dumb. I've already touched on the lack of audio in this game, so like, don't gotta touch up on that anymore. Apex literally had the potential to be the best battle royale out to this day. If the development team at Warzone were working on Apex, Apex would literally be the best game out right now. Hands down, absolutely free. But because Respawn simply just does not care, because Respawn simply is just too lazy to put the effort in, the game has to suffer. You really hate to see it, but that's just how it is. Because they don't care. And it sucks. Because I among other people, I want to like Apex. I really do. The amount of time I've invested into Apex, I'm at the point where I literally can't stop playing the game because I've invested so much time into it. I want to like this game. But when it's getting to a point where I literally have to force myself to play it, to where I literally have to be in a certain mood to play Apex, only for that mood to be sullied within the first 30 seconds of the first match, it's a problem. And I know that I'm not the only person dealing with that in the Apex community, and that's really saying something. Because everyone's speaking up about it at this point. Apex is at a point where literally, like, the only positive thing about the game is the movement. Activity is in the game. Even that's barely a factor at this point, because with the amount of dead slides there are, with the amount of server lag you get, how often you just disconnect from the game entirely, well, what's the point, you know? Like, you can hardly even move. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. They just need to get their shit together. No cap. Cap, no kizzy. So with all that being said, do we switch to Apex? With all that being said, do we switch over to Apex? Because I know I just got done bashing the almighty fuck out of the game into the ground. But now I'm low-key in a mood to play Apex. I'm gonna switch my mic over. Petty's on Apex. Let me see if I can get him in here.